The further away you hold the camera from your face, the more likely your camera will shake. Shaky camera equals blur photos. To hold the camera steady, bring your elbows closer to your body and the camera closer to your face. Support your camera firmly. Rest your elbows on a solid surface like a table, or you can lean against a wall to steady yourself. No matter which model of handphone you have, the icon to activate the camera should look like a camera. The icons in your camera may be different, depending on the model of your handphone. Tap it to launch the camera. Not all features are found in all cameras. Here are a few common features. 1. Settings. This allows you to set certain details of how you want your camera to function. 2. Flash. Tap this to switch on, off, or allow the camera to automatically decide. 3. Timer. Set the time delay after you press the capture button. 4. Screen ratio. Set the width and height of the photo. The current standard setting should be 9:16. The next set of functions in your camera to note are: 1. This shows you how far back, or how close up your subject is. 2. Shows what function you are using, that is, shooting a photo, a video, or other functions. 3. Tap to switch to the front camera of the handphone for a selfie shot. 4. Tap the shutter button to capture what you see on your handphone screen. 5. Shows a small image of what you had previously photographed. Now, let us look at some photography techniques. The rule of thirds is about placing your subject away from the center of your photo. This is a common concept used in photography, where the screen is divided horizontally and vertically into 3 parts. These dividing grid lines can be switched on in your camera. For phones running Android, tap the settings icon. It brings you to a page where you can find the grid lines function. Switch it on and activate your camera. You will see the grid lines dividing your screen into 3 parts, horizontally and vertically. Compose your photo by positioning the subject along one of these lines or the intersections. After positioning your subject, press the shutter button to capture the image. Here are some examples of how the subject is placed off-center. What do you think of this style of photography? Remember that this is just a guide. If you feel that a subject looks better positioned in other parts of the frame, then go ahead and make the shot. You be the judge of what makes a good photo. Did you select the subject you want to focus on? Select the subject you want to photograph by tapping on it. The figure you tapped on is now sharp in the photo. Note that the letter A and the chair are blurred, since they are not in focus. To focus on the letter A, tap on it. The letter A is now sharp in the photo. The chair is also sharp because it is near the area you are focusing on. Note that the figure is now blurred since it is not in focus. In this example, the yellow daisy is sharp while the others behind are blurred. If the flowers behind are further away, they will appear even more blurred. Here is another example. The white daisy in front is sharp while the others behind are blurred. Light is everything in photography. With no light, you get darkness. When photographing a subject against a very bright background, the subject will be dark. You need to switch on the flash. The camera's flash lights up the subject, while still maintaining the correct exposure for the background. How far do you think the light from a flash can reach? This example shows it can light up about 3 floors of a typical block of flats. Note that the light becomes less bright as it travels further away from the camera. When you tap on the subject you want to focus on, the camera will automatically set the best setting for that shot. But is the camera's best setting what you actually want? After picking the focus point, move the slider to change the darkness or brightness. Depending on the model of the handphone, the slider may move left and right or up and down. Here is an example of the camera automatically giving you the brightness that it thinks is best when you tap on the area you want to focus on. But you can change the mood of the photo by making it darker or brighter. Why would anyone want to make the photo darker? This sunset shot was made with an Android handphone camera. If it was left at the camera's best setting, the photo will look perfectly exposed. By making the clouds darker, the sun's rays became more dramatic. In Android phones, tap on More to select other camera functions to use. Select the panorama icon. When the function starts, press the shutter button. Then move the phone horizontally left or right. Make sure your hands are steady when you move. Whatever you see on the screen of your phone is captured as a single long photograph. To stop the panorama shot, press the shutter button again. With some phones, the panorama feature is visible and ready for use once you activate the camera. There is no need to tap on More. This shot is a wide-angled shot, taken by zooming out as far as your camera will allow while you are standing in one spot. However, there is a limit to how wide the camera can reach. With the panorama function, you can capture more of a scene by moving your camera. You can even turn 360 degrees with your camera to capture everything around you, while standing in one spot. Here are two examples where you would use the panorama function of your camera. There is no space for you to move backwards for a wider shot. As mentioned earlier, the functions and features of a handphone camera depends on the model you have. Even different models of the same brand will have different functions and features. The features shown here are from an Android and iOS handphones. In the next two slides, you'll see examples of slow motion and hyperlapse videos. What are the features in your handphone camera? Don't be afraid to explore them. The best way to learn is by searching and trying it out yourself, not by asking others to show you. Whatever phone you are using, select the photo you want to edit, and look for the icon that opens the editing features. The features shown here in the black strip are from an Android phone. These may change with each upgrade of the phone model. This applies to the iOS phones as well. This is an original image captured with an Android handphone camera. In this example, the tone feature is used to edit the photo. Make adjustments until you see the image you like. After making various adjustments, the photo now looks quite different. Ultimately, you are the artist who decides. Use your own creativity and apply your own style to produce a photo that will make people go, "Wow." Taking a photo is simply pointing the camera at what you are looking at and pressing the shutter button. Making a photo is when you look at the subject and start thinking. Is the subject in the position you want? Is the direction of the light coming at the right angle? Is the brightness of the scene too dark or too bright? These, and many more questions will cross your mind when making a photo. Taking a photo is a simple mechanical action with your thumb, just tap. Making a photo is where you think and plan before you even touch your camera. I hope these sample photos will give you ideas to go out and start making your own photographs.